You're a mean one, Dr. Mike. You lie all the time. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bog Panda. I know you probably thought it was American Idol or The Voice, but we're here to talk about a couple of games from Fizz that have come out recently. One is The Grinch. Spoiler, if you figure that out. And then a game from the video game Titan, ICEE. And there's an ICEE game. So there's a couple of those out there. We're going to do a kind of skip it by it on those. Mike had sent me a link to a video kind of covering these and a review. We will include that link in the show description. But what were your, first of all, I mean, you can compliment me on my introduction, but then what were your thoughts on these games when you uncovered them?
So first, fantastic introduction.
I thought so.
Perfect. No notes. Yeah. Um, the second thing, so this weirdly dovetails with something that I've wanted for a while. So Fizz makes icy machines that you can buy for your house. Now, some of them are just like basically just like margarita mixer machines where you can make like snow cones and margaritas and things like that. And they're icy branded. And those are reasonable price wise. Or you can buy an actual icy from them, which is what I want. So I've been thinking of the right time to try and purchase one of these and then act like it was always here and see how far that goes. Like,
Cool
what are you talking
stuff.
about? We've always had an icy machine.
You know, didn't you see that before? It was standard equipment for a doctor's office. It was in one
What
of the back
doctor do you
rooms.
go to that doesn't have an icy machine?
That's right. Malpractice. Yeah, I assume that runs a little on the higher register price.
A little bit, not as much as you would think, though. The actual, like the pro level icy machines, which are smaller than the ones you would get in a movie theater, of course, they're meant for home, so they are scaled down, but they work like those. They're an actual icy machine. I think they're like $400.
Not
So I
horrible.
mean, it's not cheap, but it's not as ridiculous as you would think, or at least I would think. If you were like, "How much is an icy machine?" I would think like $1,000.
Of course, the analog IC machine will come out in aluminum and
In aluminum, yeah. Well,
it'd be $4,000.
so I was checking out videos from this show, and different channels were posting reviews of different products that are coming up, and I was like, Fizz, like the icy machine, and then I saw there was an icy game, and I was like, this is perfect because maybe it'll soften the blow of an actual icy machine in our house. And I'm like, you can also play the game.
Yeah. You can't play the game on the IC machine. It's a separate
Yeah,
exam.
right.
Yeah. So both of them, the Grinch game and the IC game, they're they're solid. They're a step up from Coleco, the old Coleco handhelds and all that. But it is it's not a high res monitor on your little plastic handheld. They run about 30 between around $35 to get them. But sound didn't appear to be bad. Gameplay seemed okay. It not expandable. I mean, you're getting the Grinch. They're clearly themed to their selected purpose. You're all about the Grinch, it's got the kind of green going on, and Icy has the standard Icy blue and red and white coloring. So, but they look fun.
Yeah.
Of
And they
course,
do, he did mention they're not shown in the video, but he mentioned there's going to be the handheld versions and plug and play versions of them if you wanted to play it on a TV or monitor.
yeah, and that's. I mean, I was pretty interested as I went to their site. Outside of the Icy game, although I had a hard time finding anything about the Grinch on there. But they had a lot of other things. But there's just some other interesting products they have there, including a Pac-Man waffle iron, where you can create the ghosts in Pac-Man in waffle shape, and a Tetris waffle iron.
Hmm.
which, I think you can kind of DIY a Tetris, just, do a Eggo or a square waffle and then just cut it into the shapes and you have accomplished the same thing. And it seemed like everything was 35 bucks ish, right around there. So they all ran across there. So the Pac-Man waffle maker, that looked interesting. That could be one that I don't think I'd be able to get in and explain. Oh, it's always been here. We've always had a Pac-Man waffle here.
Waffles have always looked like Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's duh. That's the way it
It's
was.
weird you don't know that.
Yeah, it's Pac-Man's a Swedish part of Swedish lore.
You got to get your kids in on it too. Like have them call and be like, "Oh, you eating Pac-Man waffles today?"
Could I borrow the Pac-Man waffle maker? So
That we've always had.
yes, yeah. So there's a lot of shopping. We will obviously include a link so you can get all of these fine items yourself.
You
Uh,
could
send,
gaslight your wives like Kelly.
send us photos of your waffles, your Pac-Man waffles, or your Tetris waffles. That would be pretty cool to see. Let them know Bog Panic sent you, so we can maybe get some products to test. We're always open to that, or sponsorship Fizz. If you're looking for an up and coming microbrew, micro homebrew video game development crew, that's us. So you got to like just think about Slapdash the ICEE version, a
Oh,
Slapdash brought to you by ICEE, because they'd be
I
jumping.
I do you like ices like the drink?
Yeah, I think they're all right. I think in Slapdash you'd be jumping up to get those ices. That would be it's minimal effort, I think, to create the ICEE branded Slapdash.
Beer flavored icy.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Beer cone. Yeah. So this, as I mentioned before, this is probably a skip it buy it for us. We like to do those. So we'll let you start the ball rolling on that, Mike, for the Grinch and or Icy. Is it a skip it buy it? And if both, one of the two, where you at?
It's a definite buy it for the icy one. Probably the handheld over the plug and play. Just because there's so many consoles and stuff already, adding a plug and play doesn't make a lot of sense. The handheld portable can just stuff it somewhere. It's fun. It'll tie into the icy machine that was always here. Everybody, back me up on this. That we always had. Every doctor's office comes with an icy machine. Everybody knows this. So it'll tie into that. I'm not opposed to the Grinch one either. That might be a buy it for me as well. So I have the Grinch pinball on my at games. So I got the Grinch pinball table, so that could be a fun like tie into that, especially because I don't think, yeah, no, I don't really. I tried to introduce pinball to the youngest nephew and the niece, and they weren't quite getting it last year. So maybe this year, and I think the Grinch will be a good way in. But of course, you can only play one at a time, so that could be something I could give the other one while one is playing, and they could switch off, kind of thing. So it's a maybe for the Grinch as well, but definitely 100% buy it for Icy.
Yeah, I'm probably a skip it. Mostly, one, I'm not angling to get that icy machine in the house and developing a backstory and all these things there. But in addition, and we've mentioned it a few times before, there's a volume issue continuing on. The more things I stack on my A500, the harder it is for me to pull that out and do it. I've got a lot that I just have a hard time determining which child I love the most. And so that gets I got a nice Genesis Mini that I need to be using more than I have been. The A500, I need to do that. Plus the 64 is getting the most love right now between the 64 and the VR headset. Those are the kind of regulars. But picked up a few other things for now that I have an Xbox. Uh, Trying to get some of the older Xbox One, trying to do a few things with that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna skip it, but not because it doesn't look like it's good quality. price I think is more than fair.
Yeah.
It's just right now I don't carry the icy passion that
I do,
Mike
and
does.
I genuinely love ices. That's my go-to when I go to an actual movie theater. Not like I know some people, for a lot of people, it's popcorn or pretzel bites or something along those lines. It's an icy for me.
Yeah, I'm more of a escargot guy at the theater. That's always nice. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's and they're movie theaters and doctors' offices are about the only two places you can regularly get ices these days. So
Right.
you got that going for you. Cool. Well, hey, we'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Bog Panda YouTube channel. Thank you if you're watching and have already done so. Leave us a comment if you're Team Grinch, Team Icy, Team both. Share a comment or two about ices have always been in doctors' offices. That'll be some
Your
great
fond
material.
childhood memories of going to the doctors and getting easy for your good behavior.
Yep, that would be perfect. I think doctors and dentist's office. They were it was a sugar. It was there was less sugar in the dentist's office. I see. I don't know exactly how they did that, but it was more tooth health friendly in that process. You know what else is tooth health friendly? Hard no. It's the world's shortest podcast. Does not cause plaque. We will not have to floss after an episode, which is kind of good because they're only a minute or less. So you'd be doing a lot of flossing if you listen to every episode and that was required. So that's the extra mile we go for you here at Bog Panda. So we got the World's Shortest Podcast. We've got some merchandise out there you can take a look at, as well as a number of retro games that we have to varying degrees been involved with in either the creation or the commissioning or that. Also, as we mentioned before, the most lyrical C64 coding you'll ever see is out there for you. Some work Mike did. Doom 2 level, seven levels so far of a Doom 2 mod, and eight's coming along. But it's I'm like uh, George R. R. Martin, and I'm a gardener. I just kind of keep going on the level. Where is it going to take me next? Where is it going to take me next? And I can kind of tell I'm quite a ways from the finish line on it. But the pieces I've started to put in, I'm liking. So I think it's going to be kind of a fun one. But it has the world's shortest level. It's the hard question mark, no exclamation point. That you'll, if you're a Doom player, you'll be able to do it. And well, at some point we'll put up Mike's time, unless you remember it off the top of your head, for the speed run on hard no. But
2 point something seconds or something
yeah, it
like
was
that.
pretty. I think it sounds about right. So much better than mine. It seems a little unfair since I made the level, but nicely done. So that's out there, and we'll kind of get that out there so folks that have pulled it down can let us know, and if anyone can unseat Mike in his current speedrun record for that level. But there's other fun ones out there as well, so you should check that out. Anything else, sir?
No, I think that's about it. So you're a skip it. I'm a buy it definitely for the IC, and honestly, probably both. So I'm just a buy it.
Sounds good. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bog Panda.